Every year, Wine Spectator releases its top 100 list, and I find the top 100 to be more diverse and more exciting of a list usually than the top 10. And since you guys liked my reaction to the Wine Spectator Top 10 Wines of 2022 video, I decided to go through the top 100 list. That video did unexpectedly well, and it's so funny, I almost didn't release it. I feel like it wasn't good enough, but hey, I'm glad I did. One of my favorite things was interacting with you in the comments below. I'm gonna point out some notable wines, value for money wines. I haven't looked at the list yet. I've kept it secret just for this video. You ready? Let's get into it. Again, this is just my opinion. If you watch the channel, you kind of have a good idea of where my palate stands. Wine's something we should be able to discuss and not get angry or malicious about it, just like everything else nowadays. Here we go. I already went over the top 10, so I don't think we need to go that in any detail. Okay, let's go down here. Okay, the first wine that comes to mind that I think looks pretty good is number 18, the Giant Steps Pinot Noir Yarra Valley. They say stunning with terrific focus and intensity at the core of Earl Grey tea. Blah, 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 blah. 94 points, 40 bucks. I've had this wine a lot. Yarra Valley might be my favorite region in Australia for Pinot Noir, and just reds in general. I think one of the most memorable wines I've had in the last couple of years is the Yarra Yering red number 1. I think it's a Bordeaux blend if I remember. 40 bucks. I think you can even get it for a little bit less. The Chardonnay is also good as well. Australian Pinot Noir, guys. I know New Zealand always gets the props, but Australia, I'm all about Australian Pinot Noir. Let's move on. Oh, okay. Schramsberg Brut Blanc de Blanc's North Coast. That's number 19. For me, there's Champagne, which is above everybody else. The next best sparkling wine that I've ever had are some aged ones from Schramsberg. This is the Blanc de Blancs. I think this is a wine that's basically their entry kind of level point wine. This says 41 bucks. I think I've seen it as low as 33 bucks. I just recently had this a couple months ago. I think it's a fantastic wine for money, made in the Champagne method. Same grape, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir. I don't know if they use Meunier in this bottling. You can really find this all over America. I think it's really good value for money. Okay, it's not, it's a little bit more of an expensive sparkling wine, but you're going to get some of those bready, those yeasty notes that you're going to get in Champagne. So, good call. Let's scroll down here. Oh, number 24, San Felice Chianti Classico. 92 points, 20 bucks. I've seen this all over the place for $19.99. Chianti Classico, you know I love it. Just released a Chianti Classico blind tasting video on Wednesday that you guys actually love. Thank you so much. Excellent wine for 20 bucks. I mean, you're kidding me? Chianti Classico, I'm telling you, value for money in terms of delicious, fine, age-worthy wine. Let's go down. Oh, number 29, the Josep Maria Raventosi Blanc, Brut Blanc de Blancs, Vino Espumoso, Method Traditional Sparkling Wine, 91 points, 23 bucks. This is a seller from Catalonia, Spain, in the south. Made very next to the region of Cava, although it's not called a Cava. Excellent sparkling wine made in the Champagne method. This wine, actually, in a blind tasting I had a year and a half ago, it just completely blew me away. 23 bucks, I think, is an absolute steal. I would say buy a lot of this. Number 31, Boscarelli, the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano Riserva 2016. Look, it's 62 bucks. They gave it 95 points. I agree. I think you can get this for a little bit cheaper. It's really like in the Brunello style for me. It's my favorite producer in Montepulciano. Excellent wines. You're going to see some of them in some upcoming videos because they sent me a pack of samples. Just excellent. They're wines that are big and ripe without being too clumsy. You still have the acidity of Sangiovese. Really nice, fine nuances. Again, 62 bucks. I know it's expensive, but I'm telling you. And 2016, great vintage. I would pick that up. Number 34, the Dr. H. Thanisch Müller-Burggraef, the Riesling Kabinett from the Mosel, the Bernkasteler Badstube. Now, I think this is a Kabinett Riesling, so it's off-dry. 2020 is 24 bucks. Kabinett off-dry Rieslings just offer tremendous value for money. A lot of producers in Germany actually use Grand Cru fruit or better fruit into their Kabinetts because they like to drink them so much. They are so refreshing. And I know people will be turned off by hearing the word sweet, but literally the acidity is so high that it just cleans off your entire palate. It's really like adult lemonade. Nice producer, 24 bucks. Go seek that out. Number 37, the Jean-Louis Chave from Saint Joseph. You know, it's 87 bucks. Look, this is 100% Syrah. The Jean-Louis Chave is famous for making red and white Hermitage. You know, some of the rarest, some of the best wines in the world. One of the most memorable wines of my lifetime is a Jean-Louis Chave red Hermitage. Saint Joseph, it's a little bit, you know, still 87 bucks. But man, you think you know Syrah, Shiraz, you don't until you've tasted a good example from the Northern Rhone. More red fruit driven, peppery, leathery, just outstanding stuff. Moving down, wow, I've got a lot of wines right here in a row. I thought this would be a short video actually. Number 40, the Produttori del Barbaresco, Muncagota Riserva 2017, 86 bucks. Look, I know this is also expensive. Produttori del Barbaresco may be one of the best cooperative wineries in the world in my opinion. Okay, their Riserva line, the single vineyard wine's awesome. This is 86 bucks. I would suggest going down to their baseline Barbaresco, which is excellent. Sometimes in poor vintages, they don't make all the Riserva bottling, so all that great fruit goes in their base bottle. And I think what's even better value for money is their Langhe Nebbiolo. In Europe, it's like 12 bucks. I think in the US, I've seen it for about $25. Excellent wine for those that want to get into Nebbiolo. Number 43, the Famiglia Zuccardi Malbec Paraje Altamira Concreto, 40 bucks, 92 points, 2021. This is Malbec, made in concrete. And a lot of times for me, Argentinian Malbec, it just can be too fruity and kind of boring to me. This one, I've had past vintages that didn't have this exact vintage, has, because of the concrete, has this mineral note, this pure fruit flavor, and it's peppery, it's fruity, it's got acidity, it's got enough nuances to keep someone like me interested. I think it's worth checking out. Number 44, the Livio Faluga Pinot Grigio Collio, 25 bucks. You know, there's Pinot Grigio, and then there's Pinot Grigio, best regions in the world, in my opinion, for when you have really good Pinot Grigio from Collio in Italy, from Alto Adige, they can really blow your mind. I think this is an excellent example. Well-known producer, you can find it all around the world. 47, I'm really excited about the Bodegas Ego Humilla Goru Verde. I actually had this on a previous video. I think it was this exact vintage, 90 points, 15 bucks. I tasted this wine, very, very good. Humilla, made from the grape Monastrell, also known as Mourvedre. Those are like big, rich wines, you know, more maybe Southern Rhone-esque, are gonna really get off on that. Oh, another Riesling, another sweet Riesling too on the list. Number 48, the August Kessler Riesling Kabinett from the Rheingau, the R. 90 points, 19 bucks. For me, overall, for dry Riesling, Nahe is my favorite region. However, for Kabinett, I prefer the minerality of the Rheingau and then of the Eastern Rheinhessen along the Roderhang. I don't know, they just have this nice chalkiness to them. I like them more than Mosel Cabinets, to be honest. Just my preference, though. The number 49, huge on list, the Donato d'Angelo Aglianico del Volture, 2019, 20 bucks. Aglianico is one of Italy's finest grapes, along with Nebbiolo, Sangiovese. Problem is, not all producers do it well, especially in Volture down in the south and Basilicata. These wines, some of them can be pretty rustic, but when you get in the hands of good producers, they offer tremendous value for money. High in acid, high in tannins, so those of you that like Barolo's Barbaresco is going to like it. I used to think that the whole moniker, the Barolo of the South, was overblown until it was about 6 years. I think about 4 years ago, I was doing a blind tasting in Singapore. Somebody put in a Taurasi, an aged Taurasi, aged Aglianico, and I called Barolo because it had all those flavors of rose petal, tar. Awesome. And 20 bucks. Jump in. Really, really good call. 52, the Prats and Symington Duro Crisia 2019. Okay, it's expensive. I already made a whole video about this, about two great red wines from 2019. I'll put that up there in a link below. It's expensive, but excellent wine. Right under that, the Bodegas Muga Rioja Prado and a Gran Reserva. Wow, that went up in price. 94 points, 100 bucks for the 2015. They always release this wine a little bit aged. It's more of a delicate, old school Rioja, just the sweet touch of wood. Aged Rioja can kind of be Burgundy-esque, actually. I know 100 bucks, I get it. I think it used to be like 40 bucks. I think in Spain it's like 35. Here's the thing for me, I get sent a lot of wine for free, obviously, tasting sample. I got a video coming up about that, expensive wines, real fine wines, but I still buy wines too. So justifying wine purchases makes it even harder for me when I'm getting a lot of expensive wines sent to me, but I get really, really darn picky. Wow, a lot of good wines here. Number 56, the Badenhorst Cicadas Rivera Swartland. This is Chenin Blanc. 2021, 18 bucks. I really recommend that. Good wine. Oh, number 61, the Da Milano Barbera di Asti, 20 bucks for the 2020. Really good producer of Barolo, and In Piedmont, a lot of times, the daily drink are Barbaras and Dolcettos, not the Barolos or Barbarescos. Those wines need to be aged. Not always easy to drink. Barbera, in the hands of a well-made producer, is so delicious. You're going to get this beautiful aromas of sour cranberry, sour cherry, dried cherries, just a slight hint of pepper, and like this earthiness that I really like. Excellent. For 20 bucks, get it. Wine I'm not a huge fan of, but people might like it. Number 63, the Macerali Veli, the Susumaniello Ascos. I've been to the estate before. It's a hot grape right now in the sommelier world. For me, it's pretty big, it's pretty round, it's pretty alcoholic. So if you like big, full-bodied red wines, 23 bucks, bring it to a party. Susumaniello, you know, it's kind of a talking point. I think it's worth bringing out. 78, this is kind of with an asterisk. The Fontafreda Barola Serralunga d'Alba 2018 is 56 bucks. In Europe, just a year ago, I got this for 20 euros on sale. So now 20 bucks, the euro kind of sucks. For that price, I think it's awesome. 56 bucks. It's big production Barolo, so it's more accessible. You should be able to find it. Pretty decent. Number 80, the San Salvatore Falangina from Campania, $27, 90 points. I was just at a show, just tasted a couple vintages of this wine. I knew this producer from before. I think it's excellent value, and I don't like the grape Falangina from the south of Italy. I usually, you know, it's lightly floral. It's like a simple light Italian white, but this is actually a complex example. Makes me somewhat of a believer in the variety. Number 83, the Domaine Huet, the Vouvray Sec. Only 36 bucks. 2021 Domaine Huet. I know it was sold to I think it was sold to a Chinese businesswoman from the Loire. 100% Chenin Blanc Vouvray. I mean, it's one of the great wines in the world. 84, Mastro Berardino Tarassi Radici. Oh God, I don't like how these prices are. 62 bucks. This is the wine I talked about when I was in a blind tasting about 4 years ago, where I confused it for Barolo and Aglianico. Tarassi is made of the grape Aglianico. Really good wine, 62 bucks. I think in Europe it's like 30, which I'm happy paying. 62 is a bit much. Number 88, the Disnyoku Ferment Tokai Dry, 20 bucks. Dry ferments are very interesting. Those that are Riesling heads, those that love maybe high acid Chenin Blanc, maybe Pouilly Fumé type of wines, Sancerre type wines, real high acidity, mineral driven. Gonna like dry Tokay made out of the grape ferments, coming up in an upcoming video. I think this is excellent wine. 20 bucks, worth seeking out for those that like white wines. Here's my splurge wine, number 89. The Vinehill Ranch Cabernet Sauvignon Oakville, 250 bucks, 97 points. Okay, that's expensive. The different AVAs of Napa are all different. The wines from Oakville have, to me, a little bit more red fruity notes. That's just my perception of it. A few years ago, I was at an AVA tasting, which is awesome in Napa, tasting all the different AVAs side by side, and you could really see a difference. Oakville wines they're on the valley floor, they're ripe, they're delicious. That's why I like this. Vinehill Ranch is one of my favorite producers. You know, the price isn't cool at all, you know, for most people. If I'm buying wine for myself, you know, the $25 to $50 range is the sweet spot for me. I would actually consider this maybe for a special occasion one. I think it's really good. But again, this is just my opinion. I'd like to hear yours. Drop it in the comments below. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you soon.